What's up, people? I'm about to review a movie that has the title Hardcore Henry in it, and it's actually about hardcore shit. Unlike certain movies that I've seen this past week. Yeah, you know what film I'm talking about. What's going on, people? Alright, like I said, I'm going to review the movie Hardcore Henry 2016 film. Just got back from the screening of this film. So, without further ado, let's talk about this movie, Hardcore Henry. Now, the movie is about, well shit, I don't know what it's about. It's about Hardcore Henry. It's about a guy named Henry who we see him in the beginning of the movie. He's woken up to something. We don't know what. He's in a liquid bath sort of thingy, and it's apparent that, you know, he's been fucked up. You know, his arm is like completely off. He has a leg that's not on no more. They have to screw it back on in some weird Inspector Gadget sort of way in this movie. It's all of this is done. This surgery in the beginning is done by this lady who is allegedly his wife at the time, and yeah, we see her, you know, put them together like a Play-Doh, like Mr. Potato Head, and yeah, then some shit starts to happen, and that's how we get involved in the movie. There's a weird sort of story going on in which Hardcore Henry, or Mr. Henry himself, has to figure out what is going on, who is he, because he can't even remember who he is in the beginning of the movie. He can't even talk because they haven't worked on his voice box yet, so he's all fucked up. Like in the beginning of the movie, he's just a fucking dummy, like a literal fucking dummy in the beginning of the film. So we have to follow him through his trying to figure out what is going on with him, and also he's trying to save his wife. Well, he thinks it's his wife, and yeah. So wow, where do I begin with my feelings on this film? The title says it for itself, Hardcore Henry. I mean, this movie was hardcore. I mean, I know that's a stupid pun that I'm using, but I don't know how else to explain this shit. Body count, very, very high. I'm talking about we're in the 200s in terms of dead people in this film. People just, they die, and in the most incredible ways possible. I mean, heads explode, people get necks snapped, people get swords put through them like shish kebabs, and it's just fucking unbelievable killing. If you're into that type of stuff. Now, this movie is shot first person style, so that means that you see the whole movie through the perspective of Henry. And to some people that might be a little bit off-putting, I'll put it like that. To other people that might be real interesting to see, oh, a whole movie shot in the first person view. I really am intrigued. So let me take a look at this film. And you know, for me, it was a breath of fresh air in terms of the way a story is being shot. Because there were times when, you know, we seeing everything from his perspective, and he's doing incredible stuff. Like at some points he's doing like parkour, and he's like flipping and jumping out of shit and jumping into shit, and you know, he's picking up guns and knives, and he's fucking killing people. He's over killing people. Like, oh man, I thought it was incredible. Some people might not like it. I could see there could be a contingency out there that probably won't like this film for that, but I enjoyed it. We have Mr. I can never pronounce his first name, Sharti Coppola. I hope I'm saying his name right. He plays a guy named Jimmy in the film, and Jimmy is like Henry's like he's a friend of Henry's, but Henry doesn't know why he's a friend of his yet, because like I said, Henry doesn't have memories, so Henry is all fucked up. But he's a friend of Henry's, and he's great. I thought he was really good in this movie. I like him. I usually like him a lot in films. Like first time I ever saw him was in District 9. I saw him in Elysium. You know, I like those films, and I like his performances in those movies, so I really did enjoy him in this film. Yeah, now having said all that, the bad guy in this film, you know, it's hard to explain this bad guy in this film. Because I don't think the movie did a good job explaining a lot of stuff. I'll get into that in my spoiler review, but this is my spoiler-free review. Spoiler Sundays is when I'll talk about this bad guy in particular, because he was throwing me off a little bit. You know, not that he was bad or nothing. I thought he was actually interesting, but you know, there's things that he's doing in this film where you're like, okay, what the fuck is going on? Like, he's like, is he a mutant? Is he fucking, you know, like I was confused about his powers, because he has like powers in this film. I don't want to talk about it yet. I'll wait to spoil the shit, but motherfucker had powers, and I was just like, okay, how does he have these powers? When did he get them? Is he a mutant? Is he a metahuman? What the fuck is going on with this bad guy in this film? I couldn't for the life of me understand it. Even though I thought he was actually okay. I didn't think he was that bad. He was interesting, like I said, enough to warrant me to keep watching the film. Now, like I said, in terms of Henry in this film, he's what you expect. He's just fucking killing people left and right, and it's just in ways that I thought was kind of fun. You know, it reminded me of Deadpool a little bit. That's just my opinion. All right. So overall, the story of this film, it borrows very heavily from a movie. I want to say, if you've seen the movie Universal Soldier, you probably would know the plot of this film. It borrows very heavily from that film. That Terminator, a lot of cybernetic type of films where, you know, they're talking about cybernetics and stuff like that. You know, it borrows a lot from those films, but it does its own little things at times. I mean, and there was one character in particular which he kind of, I like him, don't get me wrong, but you know, there was things going on where, you know, it was like motherfucker would get his head blown off. Like literally, you'll see a scene, bang, blood, guts, just out of his fucking head. Next scene, you'll see him just show up, hey, follow me. And I was confused. I was like, okay, I'm pretty sure I saw his brains all over the fucking car, and now he's talking to this guy again. Okay, I'm following the film anyway. Okay. Boom, he would blow up. And then he would come again. He would come back again in the film. I'm like, okay, I know I just saw him blow up this time. Like, what the hell is going on with this character? You know, don't worry though. Don't worry. I know that's going to happen to you when you see this film. Don't worry. They explain this shit somewhere towards the end of the film. And, you know, it makes some sense. It does make some sense. Like, in this world that they're building, it made sense. It wouldn't have made sense any other movie, but in this film, it makes sense. You'll see what I'm talking about. You know, overall, I kind of just enjoy this film. I mean, I don't know. Like, I know it's stupid. I know some of this doesn't make sense. I'm even saying that some of this doesn't make sense. But the first person view and all the action, the chaos, the carnage, that's what I want to see when I see a title called Hardcore Henry. I want to see hardcore shit, man. It reminded me so much. I wanted to start cheering ECW, ECW, ECW. Like it was great, man. It was. I enjoyed the film for what it's worth. You know, to me, it was a good action film. Like I said, there's storylines that's not making a lot of sense, but just for that reason alone, I would have to lower my grade to a 3.5 out of 5 stars. All right, you know how I'm gonna do this, Hardcore Henry. This how I'm gonna do this. This how I'm gonna end this shit right here. I'm gonna do a Death Row Suge Knight style, just like this. Listen, if you wanna go to the movies and you don't have to worry about your superhero trying to be all up in the video, simping, ain't doing shit, go and watch Hardcore Henry. I recommend it, and I'm out.